calls for Israeli judicial reform consensus in first comment. Similar remarks were made by U.S. Secretary of State Blinken on a recent trip to Israel. In his first statement on the impending reform, which detractors have said could harm the nation's democracy, U.S. President Joe Biden told the New York Times on Saturday that public consensus is required for fundamental changes like Israel's judicial makeover program. When asked about Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's proposal to revamp the judiciary, Biden responded, "The genius of American democracy and Israeli democracy is that they are both predicated on strong institutions, on checks and balances, on an independent judiciary. To ensure that the public embraces substantial changes and that they can be perpetuated, it is crucial to build consensus." Friedman noted that this is the first time I can recall a U.S. president ever weighing in on an internal Israeli dispute concerning the basic fabric of the country's democracy in his article on the Biden remark. Friedman noted that despite its briefness, only 46 words, Biden's statement comes at a crucial time in this wrenching Israeli internal discussion and could well energize and expand the already significant opposition to what Netanyahu's opponents are calling a legal coup that would place Israel in the same camp as countries that have been drifting away from democracy, like Turkey, Hungary, and Poland. The cautions made by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken during his visit to Israel at the end of January were reflected in Biden's remarks to Friedman. In Jerusalem, Blinken said, "Creating consensus on new solutions is the greatest way to assure not only that they are adopted but that they persist." When it comes to reaching an agreement, Biden and Blinken both seem to be in favor of giving Israeli President Isaac Herzog control over the judicial reform process. Concerns over the reform initiative headed by Yariv Levin, Minister of Justice, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have spurred suggestions that Herzog head a non-partisan initiative with participants from all Israeli political parties. One of the fundamental shared ideas that underpins U.S.-Israeli relations is democracy. However, the Biden administration is not the only one to have warned Netanyahu about the results of the reformation procedure. When the two met in Paris earlier this month, French President Emmanuel Macron informally warned Netanyahu about his plan to revamp the judiciary, according to a statement carried by Le Monde. Macron informed Netanyahu that France would be forced to decide that Israel has strayed from a common understanding of democracy if the plan for judicial reform was to proceed in its current shape. Parts of the change that would lessen the judiciary's ability to defend minorities' rights in Israel are in particular up for debate. Netanyahu has stated that the judiciary needs serious reform and that the proposed changes will help streamline the court system and more closely align it with nations like Canada and the United Kingdom. The Bank of Israel and the financial institution behemoth J.P. Morgan have both issued warnings that the change will have a detrimental effect on Israel's economy, proving that the business and financial sector is unconvinced by Netanyahu's reasoning. A few businesses have also started to withdraw money from Israel in anticipation of the reform's likely approval by the Knesset. That's today's latest news. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so that this channel can continue to exist. Thank you for listening to the end and I hope it's useful.